Well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be doing our grade 4 English lesson on context clues. And before we start our lesson on context clues, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts. Grade 4. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of context clues. All right. So our chapter is context clues. Our subject is English language arts, grade 4. And the lessons that we are focusing on today under the chapter of context clues is to find words using context, to determine the meaning of words using synonyms within context, and using context to identify the meaning of a word. All right. So if you don't know the meaning of a word, right, then you can look at clues. So that is basically what it means when it comes to context clues, finding context clues. And you'll find context within, let's say, a sentence, right? Or the content is your sentence. And the clues you'll find within your sentence, and we call that context clues. All right. So basically, context clues are nearby words and phrases that help you figure out the meaning of unknown words, right? Or of an unknown word. So basically, if you don't know a word, then you'll basically be able to find an unknown clue or nearby clue or nearby words that will basically help you to figure out the meaning of a specific word. So, for example, right, it says Janet's dog punctured her ball with his teeth, causing it to go flat. So Janet's dog punctured her ball with his teeth, causing it to go flat. So basically, if you look maybe at the word punctured, right? And let's say, for example, you don't know what the word punctured means. Because, of course, the word, is kind of big. And especially like for a sentence like that, it's like saying, why couldn't they say that Janet's dog bit the ball, right? So now they're saying Janet's dog punctured her ball with his teeth, causing it to go flat. So basically, if we look at the word punctured, right? So even if you think of let's say if you have a bicycle or if you guys have a car, then just think of a wheel, not a wheel, a wheel or a tire getting a puncture, right? If it gets a puncture, then what happens? It basically, there's a little hole that's in the wheel, right? Whether it's your bicycle, whether it's the car, which means that we need to fix the hole, we need to fix the puncture. So basically, it means that, remember, we said context clues is where you're looking for certain clues that will basically give you an idea of what the word means. So, which means that with punctured, you can then guess that punctured, it means made a hole. And what also gives us the idea that he made a hole is when they say he punctured with his teeth. If a dog, right, let's say either, bites the ball or something, right, then the pressure of the teeth, right, when you bite it, it's going to create a hole in the ball or in the tire or in something, right? Unless you're playing catch with the ball, then of course it's not going to, because then the dog is not going to bite the ball. He's just going to pick up the ball and hold it with his mouth or his teeth. But if he or she bites it, right, the dog, then of course it will then create a hole. All right. If we look at the next sentence, it says she had a map. So she had a map. So she offered to be the trip's navigator. She had a map, so she offered to be the trip's navigator. So if we look at the word navigator, because that's a big word. So what does a trip navigator mean? Right? Especially if they say she had a map, so she offered to be the trip's navigator. So now the question is, if you have a map and you guys are driving, what is the word? The purpose of a map. The purpose of the map is to get us from A to B, to show us directions, right? That is the purpose of a map. It's to give us or to show us direction. tells us that we need to go straight, we need to go left, we need to go right, we need to go down this road, that road. You understand? So it says she had a map, so she offered to be the trip's navigator, right? Which means that we can guess that the word navigator is someone who gives us direction on a journey. Because remember, with a map, it shows us or it gives us the direction, or it basically shows us direction. Unless you are using the navigation on your phone, and then it gives us the direction. But if you're still using the map, as in the big old paper map, then it means that you are going to have to follow whatever the direction is. But nowadays, all navigations, GPS is on our phones. And we just follow the direction when you put in the next address. But a navigator means it is to give direction, especially if you're on a journey or on a trip. The guard closely monitored the building. He was on the lookout for anything that seemed out of place. So, monitored, look at the word monitored. The guard closely monitored the building. So, he was on the lookout for anything that seemed out of place. So, which means that if somebody is monitoring a building, right, it means that they are watching, they are looking around. They need to see that anybody that comes in and out, that you belong there or you don't belong there, right? That is monitoring. It's like looking, it's like watching. Especially if they say he was on the lookout, right? He's been looking, he's been watching, which means that we can guess that the word monitored, it means to watch. So monitored means watched because he monitored the place. He was watching the place. He watched the place. He had to make sure whoever that comes in and goes out, right? You come in and you need to be there. You need to do your business, go about your way, and when you go out, that they haven't maybe taken things that doesn't belong to them, for example. All right. And once again, our chapter is context clues, right? And this is us finding words using context. And remember, when it comes to context clues, right? If you don't know a word or you don't know the meaning of a specific word, then you can look out for clues within a sentence, right? The clues within the sentence, it will basically help you to figure out the meaning of an unknown word, or will basically just help you figure out the meaning of a word. It is those one or two words within a sentence, right? Or the phrases that will help you figure out the meaning of a specific word. And that is what we call context clues. So even if you don't know what the meaning is of the word, just look at certain words that stands out within that sentence and it will kind of give us an idea of what the meaning of that word is. And those are context clues. And we basically made a few examples currently of context clues by saying basically what punctured mean, navigator mean, as well as monitored means. And we were able to identify the meaning of a word based on the clues that was given to us within a sentence. All right. And if we also continue, right, it says synonyms are words, right, that mean the same thing or it means almost the same thing. And when we say words, right, that we don't know, then you can use synonyms as context clues to figure out the new words' meaning. So synonyms are words that either has the same meaning or it's words that almost has the same meaning. So when you see words that you don't know, then you can maybe use synonyms as context clues to help figure out the new words' meaning. Then these synonyms as context clues will help you to figure out new words' meanings. All right. So, for example, it says Tracy Austin was crowned champion of the US Women's Open in 1979. So, Tracy was crowned champion of the US Women's Open in 1979. And at 16 years old, she was the youngest ever winner of the event. So, which means that if we were to find and identify the synonym, right? So, the synonym winner can help you figure out that champion means someone who plays first within a context, someone who's winning. All right. So it's synonyms, right? If you don't know the meaning of the words, then we can look at synonyms as clues also. And then it will basically will kind of give us an idea of what the meaning of the word means. And in this case, champion, another word for champion can be winner, right? Or as a winner, it basically means that you are a champion. All right, so now we're going to, we are doing our tutorial lesson on aplusstudents.ca. And before we go to aplusstudents.ca, let's go to aplusstudents.ca. We're going to once again, to the lesson where we find words using context clues. And we said context clues are nearby words and phrases that help you figure out the meaning of an unknown word, right? And we went over these sentences or examples, right, where we said that the dog punctured the ball with his teeth. She had offered to be the navigator on the trip, as well as the guard monitoring a building. All right, now we're going to our test. It says we need to select the word that means given up. The word that means given up. Does given up mean abandoned, or does given up mean cameras? So we need to select the or find the context clues of given up, or the meaning of given up. Is it abandoned, or is it camera? All right, and if we were to select the word that means given up, then we will choose the word abandoned. All right, so well done. Option one is correct, or abandoned is correct. So well done. We need to select the word that means easily spread to others. If something is easily spread to others, it says, for example, when one person yawns, right? Chances are that people around the person will yawn too. In fact, almost half of adults yawn when they see someone else yawn. Even though many people experience this, scientists don't know why yawning is contagious. So, easily spread to others, does that mean it means yawning, or does it mean it is contagious? So, yawning or contagious. So, easily spread to others, does it mean yawning, or does easily spread to others mean contagious? All right, then if we select the correct answer, right, we can say it is contagious because they usually say yawning is contagious. So they usually say yawning is contagious, right? Meaning it's easily spread to others, meaning if I yawn and then automatically you are also going to yawn, meaning it is contagious. It's easily spread to others. All right, so easily spread to others is contagious. So well done. Contagious is correct. If we look at the next word, it says not supporting one side over another. We need to select what the word means. Not supporting one side over another. It says, Liechtenstein is a tiny mountainous country in Europe. In 1868, it got rid of its army and declared itself permanently neutral. It has maintained that position ever since. Because of this, Liechtenstein stayed out of both world wars. So we need to select the meaning of the word not supporting one side over another. So if you're not supporting one side over another, does it mean that you got rid of something, or it means that you are neutral? What is the correct word? Get rid of, or got rid of, or neutral? All right, so not supporting one side over another, is it to get rid of or neutral? Because they're saying that this mountainous country in Europe, right, they got rid of the army and they become permanently neutral. So they basically stayed out of the world wars, meaning that they did not favor one side over the other side, which means that they were just neutral. Yes, well done. So option two, or neutral, is correct. So well done. We need to select the word that means judgment against someone. We are judging someone. So judgment against someone. First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt was a leader in her own right. She took positions that were not popular, so she often received serious criticism. She said she had to develop skin as tough as rhinoceros hide to keep going. So, judgment against someone, does it mean leader, or does it mean criticism when we are judging someone else? Is that being a leader, or are we criticizing someone? Criticism. So, judgment against someone, do we say that's a leader, or criticism? All right, then if we were to select the correct word, we would say that if someone is judging, right, if you're being judged, then they are criticizing you. So it's criticism. It's not being a leader at all. We need to select the word that means deal with. Deal with. So deal with. They say the Taj Mahal is an amazing building in India. Sadly, air pollution has caused the white marble walls of the building to turn yellow. And to tackle the problem, workers once used chemicals to clean the marble. Today, however, workers remove the yellowing with clay since it doesn't damage the marble. So the word deal with, is it caused, or does it mean to tackle? So deal with, does it mean to cause something, or does it mean to tackle something? We are dealing with something. All right. And if we select the correct answer, right, then we can say that it is to tackle something. You're sorting something out, right? All right. So even if you did this already, let's just continue so long and then, but well done for doing the test already. Great job. What does tight mean? Tight. It says to play the violin, you must develop many skills. One of the most basic is surprisingly difficult. Staying relaxed. If a violinist's hands are too tense, the music won't sound smooth. So tight. And we made an example of a violinist, right? And when they are playing, remember you need to be relaxed. Your hand needs to be relaxed. Like your hand cannot be tight, right? It cannot be tense. So which means that the meaning of that word tight, it means tense. And it says most important. We need to select the word that means most important. It says most people think that the primary job of their nose is to pick up smells. But did you know your nose has another job? And special cells in the nose and the mouth that work together to tell you how something tastes. So, most important. What is most important? Is it primary or most important is a job? So, most important people think that the primary job of the nose is to pick up smells. So, which means that we need to say what word means most important. Is it primary or is it job? So, most important. And if we were to say what most important is, right, it also says, even in the sentence, that your nose has a job. All right. So, primary is, they will say, oh, this is your primary thing. Yes, it's my most important thing. Now we're going to determine the meaning of words by using synonyms. And remember, synonyms are words that either means the same thing or almost means the same thing. All right, so we need to determine the meaning of the word using synonyms within context. And remember, we said synonyms are words that either mean the same thing or synonyms are words that almost mean the same thing. So basically, if you see a word that you do not know, right, then you can use the synonyms. You can use synonyms as context clues to help you figure out the meaning of words. All right. So now it says we need to select the synonym words that means the same thing or almost means the same thing that helps you understand the meaning of the word drench. Drench. All right. So drench, it says El Nino is the name given to a climate pattern within the Pacific Ocean. During an El Nino season, heavy rainfall may soak the west coast of North and South America. Record breaking rains often drench California, Peru, and Chile. So, drench, what does drench mean? All right. So, which means that if we look at the word drenched, then we can use the word soak. So, drench, we can use the word soak. Another word for drench is to soak, right? Because remember, here we need to find the synonyms. So, drench means to soak up. All right. And here it says we need to find the meaning of depart. And the meaning of depart is you are leaving. So, leaving or depart, those are synonyms. So we need to select the synonym that helps us to understand the meaning of the word behold, my child, behold. It says the strange beauty of artist Oli Ginger's work is quite a sight to behold. You may be astonished when you see her large scale piece made with rope and painting. So, behold, is it to see, or behold, is it? All right. So, now if we look at the word that means behold, all right. So, we need to behold, we need to see, right? So, when you behold, you want to see. All right. So we said that what is the meaning of the word behold as used below? So what also happens is, right, you can find a specific word, right, and the context is going to be totally different. Like here we have behold, right, again, and the behold that we had, the meaning that we had earlier on was to see. So now it's telling us the strange beauty of artists. His work is quite a sight to behold, right? So, which means that we're using again the same sentence, but it's going to be different in the sense of the responses. You may be astonished when you see her large scale piece made with rope and paint. So, behold, is it to run from, look at, or to listen to? All right. So if we were to find the meaning of the word behold, earlier on we said behold is to see something. So which means that this time around, behold will mean to look at, look out, right? That is what behold would mean. So yes, the second one is correct. So well done. The second one is correct. All right. So basically, these are we've basically gone over two of our lessons where we had to find words using context as well as to determine the meaning of the word using synonyms within a context, right? Under context clues. And remember, when it comes to context clues, if you do not remember a word or you don't know the meaning of a word, then you can look at the specific sentence, right? Certain words or phrases within that sentence will give you an idea or a clue or what the meaning of that specific word would be. All right. So basically, with context clues, it is where we find certain clues within a sentence, right? To basically give us the idea of what a certain word is. The same with synonyms, right? We can find words with the same meaning or almost the same meaning, which will give us an idea of what the meaning of those specific words might be. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson on context clues. Thank you very much, grade 4, for being part of our class. Thank you for interacting, right? It really means a lot. Till next time, you should have a good day further. Goodbye.